As the MotoGP paddock lands in the breathtaking coastal arena of Phillip Island for the 2025 Australian Grand Prix, all eyes turn to one man determined to rewrite his personal history on one of the most demanding circuits in the world, Fabio Quartararo. The Frenchman enters the weekend with a quiet sense of optimism, despite his turbulent record at the island. His relationship with the circuit has been nothing short of troublesome, filled with unpredictable conditions, high-speed corners, and relentless tyre degradation. Yet this year, there's a different tone in Quartararo's voice, one that suggests he's ready to face his demons head-on. "It's always hard to predict how strong we can be at Phillip Island," Quartararo admitted earlier this week. "Yamaha's performance is never easy to read." That statement perfectly sums up the unpredictable nature of the M1 machine in recent seasons. Once revered for its balance and agility, the Yamaha now finds itself struggling to keep up with the raw power and acceleration of its European rivals. The rear tyre grip or lack thereof has been a recurring weakness. And at a track like Phillip Island, where long, fast left-hand corners punish the rear rubber relentlessly, that weakness could be amplified. The Frenchman, however, remains cautiously upbeat. "We know how demanding this track is, especially on the left side of the tyre," he said. "It's going to be interesting to see how our bike reacts this weekend. I hope we can find a setup that gives us confidence, particularly on corner exit." Tyre management at Phillip Island is a fine art. The combination of sweeping corners, strong winds, and abrasive tarmac means riders must not only be fast but also smart. Quartararo recalls his own lessons vividly. "I remember last year, on Friday, I said I'd use the soft tyre and everyone thought I was crazy," he smiled. "But in the end, that was the best choice for me." The track's recent resurfacing, however, adds another layer of uncertainty. "The new asphalt could change everything," he added. "I don't know if it'll be better or worse. We'll find out soon enough." Quartararo also underlined that the start of the race will be crucial, something that has often made or broken his previous Australian Grand Prix. "I know the difference between the soft and medium compounds, but what matters most is to start well. Once you're in a good rhythm here, it's hard to be caught." With both Marquez and Jorge Martin ruled out for the next 2 rounds, Quartararo senses a rare window to deliver a standout performance. "When you have a chance, you have to be ready to take it," he said. "Of course, I don't wish bad luck on anyone. I hope Mark and Jorge recover quickly. But for us, this is an opportunity. We must make the most of it." Their absence could shake up the usual front-running order, potentially allowing riders like Quartararo to slip into contention for a top 5 finish, something Yamaha hasn't consistently achieved in 2025. Phillip Island has never been kind to Fabio Quartararo. Since his MotoGP debut in 2019, his record reads more like a cautionary tale than a highlight reel. 2019 did not finish. 2020-2021 race cancelled due to the global health crisis. 2022 did not finish. 2023 14th place finish. 2024 9th in the main race, 11th in the sprint. That list is a harsh reminder of just how merciless this track can be. But rather than shy away, the 2021 world champion appears determined to turn the page. "Australia has been like a nemesis for me," he admitted, "but I believe this weekend can be different. We have to stop thinking about the past and focus on the present." From a technical standpoint, Quartararo's chances hinge on tyre temperature control and mid-corner stability, 2 areas Yamaha has been working tirelessly to improve since mid-season. The team introduced subtle chassis adjustments and revised electronics maps to provide smoother torque delivery, particularly in long corners like Turn 3 and Turn 12. If these upgrades translate well to the cooler, windier Australian conditions, Quartararo could find himself in a much stronger position than his historical results suggest. However, the real test will come during race distance. Phillip Island's fast-flowing nature means tyre drop-off is brutal, and even the smallest imbalance in setup can lead to a rapid decline in lap times. For Quartararo to break the curse, He'll need not just outright pace, but also patience, conserving his tyres for a late race push when others begin to fade. For a rider of Quartararo's calibre, a 9th place finish is far from satisfying, but the Frenchman understands that rebuilding confidence takes time, especially in a season where Yamaha continues to search for consistency. As MotoGP prepares for another thrilling showdown in Australia, one question lingers. Can Fabio Quartararo finally tame the island that has haunted him for years? If he does, it won't just be a victory over his rivals, it will be a victory over his own past. Behind Quartararo's calm exterior lies a rider quietly burning with determination. Those close to the Frenchman say his approach to Phillip Island this year feels noticeably different. More mature, more methodical. Gone are the days of over-pushing early and fading late. Instead, he's focusing on gradual improvement throughout the weekend. Yamaha's garage atmosphere reportedly reflects this mindset. Less tension, more trust. The Frenchman knows that to end his run of bad luck, composure might be his greatest weapon. Phillip Island is not just a race circuit. It's a living, breathing beast. The wind direction can shift within minutes. The sea breeze carries fine salt particles that change grip levels, and the temperature swing between morning practice and afternoon qualifying can completely alter tyre behaviour. Riders often call it the circuit that never repeats itself. For Quartararo, who relies heavily on feeling and front-end stability, that unpredictability has always been a nightmare. Overcoming that requires more than speed. It demands adaptability and confidence in every micro-adjustment. While the M1 may no longer be the benchmark machine it once was, Yamaha's quiet engineering push behind the scenes has been remarkable. Sources inside the team have revealed small but crucial tweaks, a revised swing arm design for better rear traction, and a new aerodynamic package to stabilize the bike in crosswinds. Quartararo tested some of these elements during the post-Misano test, and early data suggested improved grip on long corners. Phillip Island, with its constant throttle transitions, will serve as the perfect real-world examination of those updates. No rider forgets his worst races, and for Quartararo, Phillip Island. 2022 still stings deeply. A crash that ended his title hopes that year taught him how quickly fortunes can change in MotoGP. That weekend was one of the hardest moments of my career, he admitted recently, but I also learned that sometimes you must lose everything to rebuild stronger. That loss might just be fueling the quiet confidence we now see, not the explosive, emotional Fabio of old, but a more measured competitor who knows the weight of experience can sometimes be his greatest advantage.